Hey, good morning. So, yeah, just getting started with the day, and was anxious to actually do this today because I remembered what I was talking about yesterday or wanting to say, and I never mentioned it. And of course, one of the ones was with the salve that I have. Um, that's something I only started using in the last 5 years. So these have been around for much longer than that. So that was the one cool thing, and that's the reason for I mentioned the olive oil in the first one, because of the constituent that it contains that is very good for protecting the skin from free radical damage. Yeah, so I haven't used any personal care commercial products in well over 5 years. And I actually don't even use any for deodorant either. I've always used patchouli, and I think I mentioned yesterday I can't even wear the patchouli right now because of the blood thinning abilities that it has. They're minor, but I just don't want to take any chances. General anesthesia is not something I'm looking forward to. But beyond that, the other thing that I wanted to mention was I think it's really important that we start paying attention to the words that we choose. I told my son this last night as well. It's not so much what we say, whether we're excited about it. I mean, I know people talk about the power of our words, pay attention to your words, and, almost want to speak with enthusiasm, like being mindful of your feelings behind the words. But I'm really beginning to see it doesn't make any difference. Your emotions that fuel the words that are, I should say, infused into the words. So if you're really, really excited, it doesn't really matter that much. If you're really down, it doesn't really matter. If you're neutral, whatever you say, you will be given the opportunity to express yourself. Or you begin given the opportunity to actually experience it. The way I'm really beginning to see it is that we are source energy expressing itself in this world, like trying to experience this world. And so it's almost like a computer. You say it and eventually it will come back to you, or like a boomerang, right? You put it out there and eventually it shows up. And the reason I say that is for years, and I've talked about this in other videos, I was done being a test monkey. I've walked around talking about being God's test monkey, and this is in many respects that. I mean, I'm getting to live my work, which I'm appreciative of. I believe in it wholeheartedly, but sometimes we always want to be one of those ones that teaches and doesn't have to live. And at the same time, I've always encouraged every one of my students, even in my digestive wellness classes, they had to go through they had to apply all the theories and practices that we were talking about out of the textbook in the classroom. It had to be applied to their daily life, and this took place over the entire semester. So I've always been an advocate for living your work, and there we have it. I'm living my work. Yeah. The other thing that really reminded me of was when it came to my feet. Like I mentioned, the primary reason I'm even dealing with any of this is because I went in for the knuckle on my big toe on my right foot is it's not swollen, but it's larger than the other one, and it's been painful. That again has also been going on for about 10 years. And when I went to see the nurse practitioner, she looked at it, she said, "Oh, that's a bunion, I'll refer you to a podiatrist." And when I went to the podiatrist, he told me, "No," he goes, "actually that's bone on bone. You did something to your foot, you injured your foot, and now there's no cartilage after all these years, and you're bone on bone, and we have to do surgery." That's what he told me. But when I went back in to visit with my primary care physician on Monday of this week, they did a series of x-rays on my neck and on my spine and in my feet, because I have had a lot of pain in my neck for again, I mean, I hate to keep using the pain in my neck's been longer than 10 years. It's been since my children were little. I've always had issues in my neck for as long as I can remember, I'll say. So they did a series of films and came back with osteoarthritis in my spine and in my feet, as well as scoliosis. So that explains a lot of the pain. Now, I'm not going to be taking any pain medications. I've been managing my pain for quite some time. That's the reason why yesterday I mentioned I'm using eucalyptus radiata on this toe knuckle, because until I can have the surgery on that, it's I want to manage it, and so it's livable. I don't have a lot of issues around that. As far as what else I do for pain, I actually eat raw weed. I don't like to be stoned, but I do like the relief that it gives me. So there's that. But the point to the foot thing was, the reason I even started considering if talking to a doctor was because I've been having, when my feet get cold, the toes like almost get purple, and when they get hot, they turn bright red and swell, and it's excruciating. And they were testing me for Raynaud's, and they were testing me. I think I've even talked about it being chilblains here, and come to find out it's osteo. So that's Goldilocks syndrome that I've talked a lot about. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you talk about, because you will have the opportunity to experience. And all of these things I've ever talked about were in jest. They were always in jest. That was it. I was always playing around, and here we are. So Goldilocks syndrome, test monkey. Gonna start the day. I'm ready to have some coffee. And I hope you guys are having a great day. I thought I'd start off a little early this morning because I got to get some writing in that I want to do today. And who knows? So that's it for today, short and sweet. Thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you tomorrow.